Good evening and welcome to the Thursday Camera Artist Guild Image Critique. And I am your host, George DeLoache. I'm a portrait artist and photographer's coach. And this is where we help you to learn to master the photographic arts. I come from Los Angeles, California. Forgot to mention that. But really, getting back to mastering, and that just one point I wanted to drive home when it comes to mastering the photographic arts. And here we go. First image. And don't forget to get your images in. We were a little light on images this week. We had enough. I only go for 5. But be sure to get your images in for next week's critique. And here we go. First image is Anthony Robertson. Robertson. I'm not sure whether you pronounce your name Robertson or Robertson. However, Anthony, this is a great image, but there's a couple of areas there that I want to point out to you. Now, I love the background, foreground, or background, midground, background subject separation. That small amount of light or fill that you're using back here in the back. This is the same general technique that Rembrandt used. I've used it all my career, and I love it. And what it does is it adds a third dimension to the image. Now you're dealing with a two-dimensional image. It's got height and it's got width, but it's got no depth. So depth is implied, and we imply depth through different compositional techniques. And this is one of them where you put a small fade in there. You do have some of your kicker coming in here to the side. Maybe you could tune that up a little bit. It's not that important. The main thing is the light height. Now, your light height here is coming in just a little bit on the high side. And the reason why I'm saying it's on the high side is that you really don't see any catch lights in the eye. The eyes have gone blank. And it would really do. Now, there's a bit of a catch light right there, but a catch light, I like to place that catch light just a little bit beneath the eyelid. Now, I don't know whether you're using a grid or not. I think you are. But I would be using a grid system and then lower that light just a little bit. Now, another way to tell how high the light is and whether it works or not, besides the shadows under the eye, is this is basically a what they call a butterfly lighting technique. And it's butterfly lighting because they call this shadow under the nose butterfly. If this tip of the butterfly, right down here, this tip here close to the lip, intersects the lip, comes in contact with the lip, it's just a little too high. The light is just a little too high. So lower it just a little bit, bring your shadow back along about there. That would fill in light into the eyes, and it would help you in your shadows under the eyes. Now, because you're applying black makeup to the eye, or the makeup artist or whoever applied the makeup applied a shadow underneath the eye, which makes the eye even darker, and it kind of it accentuates the eye and makes it almost bulge. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can work with that catch light, and I am going to see if I can't just demonstrate this really quick. Let's go. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to come over here and duplicate the layer, or get a blank layer. And I'm going to come up here to my brushes, and I'm going to look for one of these odd size brushes, something along in this general shape. I'm going to make sure my white is selected. I'm going to shrink the size of, let's see here, for some reason it's not shrinking the way it should. There we go. Okay. Is it gonna give it to me now? Yeah. There we go. Let's take it. I have no idea why this is not. Well, ain't that a sweet kettle of fish? Okay, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. We'll drop it down here a little ways. Figure right about, maybe a little bit larger. In between those two. Right about there. Let's go up here to this portion of the eye. And let's just, okay, we're at 20% opacity. Let's just go to 50% and place that catch light right about there. And we're just gonna bump it up a little bit. And that helps out quite a little bit. I don't like that one right there, so I'm going to just Control Z, back it up a little bit, move this just a little bit higher. Okay, there we are there. That's good enough. Let's go to the pointer tool. Let's back it out just a little bit with the pointer tool. And let's just rotate it just a little bit there. Okay. And let's come in again. And we're going to go back off that layer and get rid of the lettering. Okay, there we go. We've just added a little catch light to each eye, which sparks the image quite a little bit. Now, I would have to play with it a little bit more. If it's a bit too bright, then all you'll need to do is come up here and there we go. Select that layer. Whoops. Select and go to your opacity slider. Slide it all the way down. They disappear. Let's bring it back up. Back up, back up, back up, right about there. There we go. We don't, and that gives you just the catch lights, and that pops that off. Now the circle under the eye, I think you could probably doll that up just a little bit. Let's add another layer. Let's convert that layer to overlay, and let's get another brush. But now we're gonna switch that. Now we got a brush tool, Control B. Well, I'll tell you, it's not behaving for me today. I don't know why my shortcuts aren't popping. We go to our brush tool. Let's go back to a soft edge brush. No. There we go. Soft edge round brush. There we are. Okay, and let's see, will it increase? It won't increase or it won't decrease. Well, I will be. Let's just raise it a little size-wise. Yeah, about there. Let's put it an opacity of 10%. So we run in, boy, I'll tell you, it's really acting up on me today. For some reason, it's not cooperating. There we go. It's going 10%. We're at 10%. And we're white brush. We're soft edge brush. Enlarge this just a little bit. And you're just going to open this area up here. You're just going to paint that white in there a little bit, and that's going to cause that darker area to lighten up just a hair. and you want to come down here and maybe go around in there. That's too much. Control Z, move it back out. Okay, that should give you just a little bit on the eye. There's that and there's that. Now, the final thing would be to pop up the irises, and I will show you that at another time. I don't want to spend too much time on this one image, but this ought to give you an idea of some of the things that you can do to pick the image up. But if you lower that light source at the time of capture, it will make all the difference in the world. Okay, Rob, Tony, Anthony. Wow. Thanks, man. You're looking good. You do really good work, brother. I'm glad to see your stuff. Okay, Willie Demetrius Richardson. Looks like Baywatch up there. Interesting shot. The whole lifeguard shot, the Baywatch routine. You are adding some artificial light in there, and this is a difficult photograph to pull off because you are shooting up at someone. You can't get your light source high enough to really illuminate them the way they need to be illuminated. And you're at that time of day when the light is just beginning to fade away. But all in all, it's a good image. You are able to capture a mood and tell a narrative, and it's exposed properly. Skin tones look good, and we get the idea. So, very good.